Hey, what's going on, guys? Hopefully you're having a good Christmas today, having fun with family and friends. I thought we'd have a little bit of fun and take a look at a game that I'm actually very interested in, mostly because I'm interested in, of course, something showing up that's like Skate. Now, if you don't know, I really enjoy the Skate series. I've been playing Skate 3 for quite a while now. I play it off and on now that it's backwards compatible on the Xbox One. So if you have the 360 disc, you can pop it in, start playing it, or you can go on the marketplace and buy it. It seems to be on sale a lot for less than $10 some weeks. So yes, I've been waiting for Skate 4. And EA is not giving me Skate 4, so I've gone out looking for, I guess, like it or ones that people try to make. This appears to be that game, at least in its infancy. This is Skater XL. It's from a developer, a company that was making mobile games from what I can tell, and now they're trying to kind of work towards maybe building I guess a console or even PC counterpart. And what's interesting about this game that I really like is that it's not as technical as Sessions. If you remember, I actually played Sessions last year, and I liked it, but I thought it was just a bit too complicated with the controls, and it wasn't as intuitive as Skate. This is more intuitive, and it's closer to Skate. So if you press kind of start, I'm using an Xbox One controller. If you hit start, you can go through all of the different tutorials, and they try to teach you the basics, then you try to figure out stuff after that. Now, they're also asking for feedback, so there's a lot to go over here. I guess we'll just start playing. So, as you can see, you kind of have the view of Skate, which is really cool because if you remember, back when Skate came around, it was really different compared to what was on the market at the time, which was Tony Hawk, which took a zoomed-out, arcadey approach. This took a more simulator-based approach, where you're kind of from the ground up, looking how like a camera would look that obviously people record people who are riding on skateboards doing tricks. Usually they get like down to almost like foot level to see the board and how it flips and all the stuff all the tricks they do. This takes that approach like Skate. Now, what's interesting about this that's a bit different is in Skate you use the right stick to pretty much do all of your tricks, whereas in this game you actually use the right and the left stick. The right stick controls my back foot, and that's how I do an ollie, whereas the left stick actually controls my front foot. You can see it moving there as I move the left stick. And the reason I like this is because you actually have to know what you're doing, or at least mean to do it. So the ollie, you just press the right stick down and then let go, and he'll pop up. To do, say, a kickflip, you have to hold the stick down, and when you pop up, you hit the left, or the left stick to the right, and you'll do actually that's a heel flip. A kickflip would be to the left. So if I hold down and then hit left, there you go. I'm doing a kickflip. A shove it, you actually use the left stick and you rotate it, kind of like how you do in Skate. I guess it would be like a half circle or a quarter circle, and you'll do a shove it. Now, where things get interesting is in order to do like a 360 flip, you actually have to do the shove it and then also kick the board with your left stick. So I'll do a shove it and then I'll do a kick flip while the shove it's happening to make it do a 360 flip. And that's how you do it. So you have to kind of keep an eye on it and make sure you're doing everything together. To do a high ollie, you actually have to hold down on both sticks and let go, and you'll jump up pretty high. So I like the idea of trying to work in both sticks, but not to the point where it's too complicated. So if I want to grind on stuff, let's see if I don't fall, because that's one part I still have a hard time with is grinding on stuff. There we go. You just skate towards it, and you could do a ton of different tricks that way. Spinning, I've noticed that you can technically use the left stick to turn, but I'm finding an easier time to use like the triggers on this controller, because that also kind of turns into what you would do when you want to move in the air, like that. You would actually, oh, wow, okay, that was fun. You actually move around that way. So you hold like the right trigger or left trigger to kind of turn and get yourself into position for something like a board slide. There we go. And the reason you would kind of get used to that is because when you're... whoa, that didn't look good. The falling, by the way, is so funny because there's not really an animation for your character. He just kind of freezes up and just, like, stops. His left arm always seems to be in the air, too. Which is pretty funny. So you want to use, like, I've been using, like, the right and left trigger to kind of get turned around. It makes more sense because... There we go. Because when you're in the crouch position, you cannot turn anymore because remember your left stick controls left foot or your front foot. So at that point you'd want to use the triggers. So I've kind of gotten used to just using the triggers all the time to turn now. I barely even use the left stick for that anymore. And this would be a game where it would take time for people to learn how to play it, but it's a very rewarding experience. Like in Skate, for example, Skate 3 or even Skate 1 even, I would seriously just turn the Xbox on and I would just skate around. I wouldn't even like do story or anything. I would just seriously just like skate around, just trying to do tricks, and not even think about it. So some of the stuff they're gonna need to get going here with is you need to have your trick being called by the game. So if I sit here and I do like a shove it like that, it should say shove it X amount of points. If they're not ready to do points, just have it say shove it. Have it tell you the trick that you completed, if it's front side, back side, all that stuff. And that way you can kind of get an idea of what you're doing even, because some people might not even know what they're doing at the time. You can do double flips even, I think, too. Let me see. There we go. Yeah. So you can do double flips, nice little double heel flip there. You can kind of 360 flip into things. Oh, no, I hit that. Okay. You can 360 flip into things. You can also already set markers, which is good. I haven't done that at all this whole time, and I should be, because you can, there are some like rails you can get on. Let me see. Because I have the little rail there. But then they also have like bigger rails downstairs over here. But you gotta, the other thing is you can't get off your board. So just getting up here is a pain. You have to like do these big ollies real quick, and now I can stop, and I should be able to place. Okay, it's taking me a minute to stop. Now I should be able to place. Yeah, you can also turn around. I wish they'd also have a way to kind of turn around quickly. Whether you double tap the right trigger, so you just quickly turn around if you're stuck one way or the other. So I've stopped here. I'm gonna press down. That sets my marker. And now if I fall, I can just press up. It'll let me back on it because I have some rails here, and I'm gonna probably fall. All right, there we go. So I can just basically keep practicing. And that Skate has that as well. So that's like not new, but that's something that needs to be there very quickly, because I would want to just try to do some cool stuff on this rail, and if they didn't have that there, going up those every single time would be, oh man, that looked bad, would be a real pain. So I'm glad they at least had that worked out right away. Oh, look at that. I tried to do something out of it. All that work, and I end up running into a ledge. Oh, man. So I'm glad they have like that worked out, because that does make it a bit easier. They also have 1 foot catches, which is cool. So if I do like a trick and I can stab my board out of the air basically with 1 foot to get it locked in, you can do that. It's kind of weird because you have to like click in one of the sticks depending on which foot you want to grab it with, but it is there. So they have a cool baseline here. But they do have a lot of work, and I assume they know that, because what you're seeing is the entirety of the early access. Like, this is it. It's definitely more so, I want to support this project. I want there to be another Skate game, and this is, like, this and Sessions are, like, the only thing I know of that's in progress, because no matter how much I want Skate 4, I don't know if EA is going to do it. And it's a shame, because I would like to see them bring Skate into the next generation, even though this generation's finishing up, because, I think it would be really cool to get like a Skate game with newer generation hardware. Skate 3 works, but you can tell it's a 360 PS3 game. The visuals on this game also need some work. It doesn't look, wow, I hit that pole hard. My guy is just, oh man, it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like amazing, you know, like I guess technically with what I'm asking for, visuals is kind of the last thing I should be really thinking of, because I'm thinking of like all these features, maybe like a story mode, a way to create maybe like a way to create a park. Like I'm thinking of a lot of stuff outside of just visuals, because technically the visuals get the job done. I still play Skate 3, and I think Skate 3 might look, yeah, looks about the same, I think. This one, of course, is on PC, so you got anti-aliasing turned on, and the visuals on high and everything. The frame rate's pretty solid. I'm recording right now, and I notice sometimes when I record through, like, Shadow Play or OBS, sometimes I see frames dropped on my monitor, but otherwise, it's pretty smooth, and that might just be because the visuals are, not like, you know, crazy high or something. It is running on Unity from what I could tell, so they are at least designing it with that. But it's a fun little project that they have going on. Now, again, buying in is going to be up to you for early access because it is $20 for what you're seeing right now. They contacted me after I bought it because they had seen that they had watched the channel and they were curious because I do talk about Skate a lot and how I want it, what my thoughts would be on this game. And so far, I think they have a good base, but they have a lot of work to do here for it to be worth even $20 at this point. But I think they understand that. Look at that. Oh, nice. Oh, what you call it? Didn't mess me up. So some of the things I would like to see done as soon as possible is something that calls your trick and a way to get off your board. If I had to just hear some things that if you could do it as soon as possible, this would be ideal. I think getting off your board would really help with a lot of things. For example, I would have just gotten on my board and just gone up those steps, right? I wouldn't have even thought of like having to try to jump up those stairs, for example. I didn't see any option to do that in the tutorial. That seems like that would be a pretty big... I'm going to run into that cone. That seems like it'd be a pretty big deal, right? To have that in the... Oh. Early access game, guys. That seems like that'd be a pretty big deal to have and actually outline that, but they didn't. You do have manuals. I just kind of did one there. There we go. You just basically press up slightly on the stick and you'll kind of go into a manual. I haven't been able to kickflip into a manual. I don't know if that's a thing yet, because if I kind of kickflip and then kind of hold down, he just kind of lands. Yeah. It's you would think it would be there we go, that you would just kind of hold down when you're landing slightly, right? Kind of like how you do a manual, but he doesn't. There we go. Okay, I got it. Okay, I think we're good. Discovered it here on camera. There we go. So yeah, it does appear to be just a slight. There we go. Look at that. Oh, 360 flip. Oh, I should have jumped higher. So I mean, I'm having fun with kind of just skating around this little sandbox because it does feel intuitive like Skate, which I didn't have that same feeling with Sessions. I felt Sessions was just a little too out there. But you'll have to let me know what you guys think about this so far. It's on Steam, early access, $19.99. Think about it before you buy in because this is what you're getting. And it definitely is something that you're buying in to support rather than actually get like a full game out of. So really think about that. But I like what I'm seeing so far. I hope they do continue it. And I hope it is successful because I want to see Skate 4. That's first and foremost if I can. But if not, I want to see somebody else try to do a skateboarding sim. And they're at least trying here. So we'll see. Thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It does help out as always. And have a good Christmas today. Go out, have some fun, see the family, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We got Newswave, as usual, 8 a.m. Eastern Time.